Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Wind Waker HD. So if you don't remember, we left off on Windfall Island after having done a bunch of numerous side quests and chores. I'm looking around for the shopship and I don't see it anywhere. I need to, because I kind of need the thing right now. If you don't remember, I said in the last part that we did have one more thing we could do here now, but I was going to put off because we didn't have any money. While it's still true that we currently do not have any money, there is actually a pretty quick and easy way to fix that. So if I could find the shopship, which I don't know, does it just not exist right now or something? Like it doesn't exist when you load in at Windfall? That's really weird. So I may have to play the Song of Passing. I'm pretty sure it'll show up here at night if I do Song of Passing, so let's do that. But so we are going to take care of the one more thing. You know, it's never good to leave unfinished business at a place whenever you come back to visit it. We made a trip especially to come out here, so we might as well take care of everything we can. So if we take a look now, there it is. Yep. I don't know why it wasn't here before. I figured it would show up here when I loaded in, but apparently Beetle had other ideas. I don't know what he was doing. So we can come in here and buy some stuff if we want, but in case you forgot, Beetle does have a secondary function. He will actually buy our spoils. So some stuff I'm not going to use. These seeds I'm not going to use. This gel I'm not going to use. Yes, the gel you can get like 20 or something and make a health potion with it, but I don't need the health potion. I more eminently need the money, so let's go ahead and sell them. We can just show these things to him, and he'll offer some prices. These Boko Baba seeds actually sell pretty well, 20 rupees a piece. And considering you can get them pretty quickly at Forest Haven, might actually not be a bad idea to get some of those in case you need to sell them for money later.
Bye!
Alright, so he's going to pay us 60 rupees for those. If we show him the red chew jelly we picked up, he's going to buy up at 10 rupees per glob. And we have 6 of these. So he's also going to pay us 60 rupees for these.
Bye!
And now we have 155 rupees, which is actually just enough to do what we need to do. It's kind of expensive, but thankfully we do have enough cash, so let's get to it. It is going to have to be day, though, so at some point I'm going to have to put the Song of Passing again. Very convenient song. I highly recommend you pick it up. Alright, so of course it's going to be Zunari's stall over here, as I mentioned before. Let's go ahead and just play that song. No animation, no nothing, just immediately to the next day. I like that. I like the snappiness. Alright, so we can't quite buy from Zunari yet. He has to explain his plight, and in order to do so, we need to go to this counter. He won't talk to us at the other counter for some reason. I don't know why. So he's been able to open his stall, but his poor little stall's not an instant success. It's rather deserted. As you can tell, he only has a single flower. Don't have a wide enough lineup of products. I only have one product. Yep, looks like it. Taking candy from many rich babies. See, the thing is, the candy is generally worth the same amount regardless of the financial status of the baby's parents, right? Like, you know, a lollipop is probably the same price. I don't think they're getting the high-end primo lollipops. Anyway, not to belabor that analogy. So he wants a partner to help him out. We could just walk away at this point, but we need to talk to him again. He notices we have a delivery bag. And we'll hear out his request. Kind of a general store that makes money by obtaining rare products. We've been through this already. So he needs to get new products. He wants us to negotiate supply contracts. I mean, all this is a little bit complicated, but say contracts, but it's just a word. We don't have to do anything difficult. My exact reaction. So we have to do some trading. All this trading stuff, this Merchant's Oath, is a fairly long, but not super long side quest that we will be taking care of later. Once getting around is a lot easier. However, right now it's not really doable, so we'll just kind of keep it in the back of our minds and agree to help him. And he's going to give us his first item for free, the town flower. However, the reason we need money is that we're going to have to be buying a lot more of these, in fact. Alright, so he wants us to go out and trade this with some other merchant who's going to give us a good in return. We make a merchant's oath, and that lets him populate his store. Like I said, we'll be dealing with that later. For right now, just sort of store it in the old memory banks. Okay, so now we can buy some town flowers from this guy. He can only hold a maximum of 3 at a time, which is a little bit annoying, even if we have more space in our delivery bag, which we do. He will only let us hold 3 at a time. I'm really not sure why that is, but it is. Also, I think this is a weird control scheme. So right now it says press the left stick to have a look at the wares. It's like, okay, I want to advance the dialogue, so I press A. Nothing's happening. So you actually have to press to the side from there, and then if you accidentally press it again, you go back to him, and he goes into this dialogue that you have to cancel. Like, it's really weird how they did that. I don't know. It took me a second to catch on the first time. All right, so the reason we've picked up all these flowers, there we go, close out of that and put these all in our inventory. We can just be a flower man for a while. The reason we picked all these up is because you have probably noticed these little stands that are sitting around town. If we talk to this guy, he'll explain it to us. These are called joy pedestals. Got installed a little while ago by the newly formed Joyous Volunteer Association. The JVA. Yep, so they were trying to decorate the town, but I guess they never got around to it, so we're going to do the job for them. Let's go ahead and put some flowers in here. And put one over here as well. And if we talk to him again, we'll get a little bit of extra dialogue. Spreading joy is something you just have to experience, I guess so. So we're going to have to spread these flowers to all of the pedestals around town. There's a couple here. There's like 3 more up there, and then like 6, I think. So it's quite a bit, and each time we have to keep buying these flowers, which are 10 rupees a piece. That's why we need the money. So let's go ahead and buy some more. Again, it would be really nice if we could hold more than 3 at a time, but unfortunately he won't let us even if we try. Alright, so there's our 3. We can go ahead and... Also, I wish they would just automatically be put in your empty slots, but unfortunately we gotta do that ourselves. So there's 1 there, and 1 there. Just go ahead and buy up the rest of them since we're here. Alright, next 3 are a little bit further off. I think we need to come up here, maybe? And there's a couple different places. You can see there is a whopping 6 pedestals here. I think there's actually some in a couple different places. Since we're here, let's go ahead and just fill these up. All right, back we go. Okay, the next ones, we can go ahead and grab these. All right, the next 3, let's go ahead and just grab these 2 that are up here. And then also if we jump down this one across the street. And these last 3 will fill up the last 3 slots here on this wall. Now, the thing about this is that there are actually a ton of other joy pedestals around town. However, the only ones you need to get the reward are the ones that are outside. There are usually some in each building. There's like 3 in here, I think. Like 4 in the auction house, something like 4 in Miss Joy's, the school area. There's like 4 in there. I think there's like 4 in here as well. So you can get pretty deep in debt pretty quickly trying to fill all those things. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that it is not actually necessary to do the inside ones. Once we decorate the outside of the town, this guy will remark that Windfall just seems to be filled with joy. He catches on that we have been the one to decorate the town. He's going to return our kindness with a piece of hearts. Cool. So, yeah, just further proof, you don't need to worry about all the joy pedestals that are inside each of these buildings. All you gotta do is take care of the ones on the outside. Okay, so now that we've gotten that, that will finally complete our endeavors here at Windfall. Unfortunately, if we take a look at our map, there's a treasure chart we have that has a treasure up here, but since we're still in this process where, hey, we need to be going to the Forbidden Woods, then we cannot go there for the time being. So you have to take this L shape, this upside down L shape again, and go back to the Forest Haven. So a bit of sailing, however, it's going to be made a little bit quicker by the fact that we have picked something up at the auction, something else up at the auction. Now, one thing that irritates me about sailing is this compass. This compass is not really useful at all. So you have to figure out like which direction it's pointing and like what that means. So if you look at this and you think, okay, the red's pointing to the southeast, so are we facing southeast? No, we're actually facing southwest. The way this works is that north is actually where the red is. So that's a little hard. Okay, so it's north is southeast of me, which means I am southwest. You have to do a little math there. Otherwise, what I like to do is use the red to determine north and south. So this way we're pointing north-ish, this way we're pointing south-ish, and then use the blue to determine whether you're pointing east or west. So red is south, blue is west, southwest. alternately. Red is north, blue is west. We're pointing northwest, and if we take a look at our map, indeed we are. So if we make our way over to the east here, this way, sail right into the pier, and off we go. You can see Dragon Roost in the background. You also notice this is the Swift sail. So this is what we picked up at the auction before. Notice the wind is at our back, even though we did not change it with the song. And also, as we turn, the arrow behind us will follow us and move the wind in its direction. And we're also moving relatively quickly. So this is the Swift sail, the introduction that they have added to the Wind Waker HD version of the game. And it makes things quite a bit quicker because one of the principal complaints people have was that you sail everywhere a lot. It takes a long time, and you have to change the wind every time. It's really just a giant pain, but they fixed it by putting in this Swift sail, which makes us move. I think it's like twice as fast and also keeps the wind at our back everywhere we go. So super useful. And we're already almost at Dragon Roost. That's super fast. That's just how quick it is. And once we get here, we're going to have to hang around and head south. Unfortunately, it will still take probably a few minutes. So I think that is going to be a prime candidate for me to do a little bit of editing and then meet you once we get back to the Forest Haven. And thanks to the Swift sail, we've made it back to Forest Haven in a record time. It's worth mentioning, I never mentioned exactly how you open that Nintendo gallery, that place with all the sculptures, all the figures. If you take a look up there in the tree, you can see it pretty well, but let's go ahead and get a nice close look. We'll also fill out the rest of our... It doesn't immediately respond. There we go. Let's go ahead and take our telescope here and take a look. So you see this little crystal switch right here. It's yellow, which means it's been activated. This is what you have to hit in order to open up the Nintendo gallery. And we can do that. You notice there are seagulls flying around this island. If you use one of the Hyoi pairs that you can buy from Beetle, that will let you take control of a seagull, fly it up in there, and run into that crystal switch, which will activate it, opening the gallery. So, not going to do that. We don't need to, since I've already done it in a previous playthrough, but that's just how you do it in case this was your first time. Alright, so we're just going to head back up. It's time to do the dungeon now. There's no more putting it off, assuming Makar is even still alive after this whole, like a week and a half of time, in-game time even, that we've passed. Oh, also, real quick, this is something that somebody mentioned in the comments that I actually was not aware of. Remember before how whenever we stopped to change direction while grappling, we had to actually hold the ZR button and stop and turn ourselves around? In this version of the game, you can actually reposition yourself while swinging. This was not something you could do in the original GameCube version. You would have to stop and reposition. You still have to stop if you want to go up or down on the rope. But in this version of the game, at least, you can still reposition left or right, which is pretty nice. Alright, so this time, as you can see, we're gliding on over to the exit that they told us to go through the first time. We can pick up some magic in this grass. Clear out this really nicely grown grass arrow. I feel kind of bad, but, you know, at least the outline's still there, right? So this is the exit that's going to lead us towards the Forbidden Woods. We'll get a good look at it here. Yep, place looks pretty sinister. All thorny and everything. So we're still going to have to do a little bit of work to get there. That's pretty far away. I like that little camera zoom. I feel like that does a really good job of showing like just how far away that platform is. So obviously we're going to be needing to use the Deku Leaf in order to get over there. However, if we take a quick glance at which direction the wind's going, you can kind of tell by these little white trails that are appearing. And of course, none are showing up as I'm telling you this. But that's a quick way to gauge it. So we're going to have to change the wind. Yeah, there you go. There's a couple. Gonna have to change the wind to point in the direction we need, so we're gonna have to play the song. Now that we have the Swift sail, this is basically the only reason the Wind's Requiem still remains useful. Alright, so it looks like we need to be going, basically, it's kind of southwest-ish, I think. Yeah, that'll do. So we just sail on over here. We don't have enough magic, even if we pointed directly at the island. We don't have enough magic to get there on one go. As you can see, this is going to use well more than half. Well, slightly more than half. Actually, it wasn't that bad, but it's going to use more than half of our magic, so we do have to make a pit stop over here. We can fill up with the pots that are in the grass. So if we can do this quickly, let's go ahead and point the wind in the correct direction again. So this should just be to the northwest. And we're going to have to catch that updraft in order to get enough height. So let's go ahead and go. And then hopefully we've let it enough. There we go. That'll give us a nice boost. Now it's just the rest of the way over there. Got to avoid these things along the way. This doesn't happen often that you face enemies while gliding. But you can do that in order to sort of knock them off. I find it easier to just kind of go around them, though, and not worry about it. All right, we'll refill our magic, and it looks like we're ready to go. So this is the Forbidden Woods, second dungeon of Wind Waker, and Wind Waker HD, of course. Not too hard to find your way around, a little bit more complicated than the first one, but, you know, we're still early game, so stuff still is pretty easy. It's gonna be a lot of chews popping up. They really love these guys in this dungeon for some reason. So if you're wanting some green chew jelly to make some magic potions, might be a good time to get a few of those. You can, of course, also still use the grappling hook to get those, guaranteed, so you don't have to worry about whether or not they drop randomly. There we go. So we'll just kill the ones we come across. There's our first warp pot there, and first room of the dungeon. That's pretty much standard. A couple more are going to show up here. So here, we can use the grappling hook if we want in order to get these green slimes. Like I said, I'm not going to use them for anything, but if you need them, there they are. So you do some spin attacks here to take care of all these guys quickly. Unfortunately, I accidentally hit this one once. There we go. So the first map, again, since we're still early game and dungeons are still pretty easy, the first chest here is going to give us the dungeon map. Just go ahead and give that to you from the start, right? Make sure you don't get lost. Well, you might still get lost, depending on how good you are at reading maps. So we've got this thing blocking the door here. You can see as we get close to it, it shuts up. So we can sit here and hack away some of these limbs. But it's not really getting us anywhere as they just grow right back. So what we're going to have to do, let's go ahead and take this guy out. We're gonna have to grab this little weird giant acorn thing. I'm not really sure. I guess that's what it's supposed to be. And we can actually throw it, hit it dead on, and that'll take care of it. Brief introduction to the puzzles. We're gonna be seeing a few of that kind of thing going on around here. So interesting room, pretty vertical, not quite the main hub. You also may notice there's a chest down there. If I can get the camera, that's close enough. But you notice it's got one of those blue flowers on it, so we'll have to wait before we can do anything about that. So for now, let's just hop in these things and kind of make our way across. And maybe over here. Go. And finally up here to this platform. That's where we need to be. So another one of these things. Unfortunately, no giant walnut, but there is a bomb flower over here. Be careful if you're going to hit the bomb flower. There we go. Didn't hit it at all. So we could just throw this thing over here. Ah, bad throw. Bounced off the siding there. Try it again. There we go. That should get it. And that's how we open the way forward here. Alright, so first use of the Deku Leaf. I don't think we've used it for this purpose yet. If you stand on the ground while using the Deku Leaf, it will let off this little burst of wind. So we can point it over here at this thing. That'll move the gondola towards us. Hop on, and this time use momentum to go the other way. It's amazing how just a small little leaf like that has that much power, huh? Alright, while we're here, it's worth mentioning this is a good place to get a bunch of golden feathers. You are going to need a bunch of them if you're going for 100%. You don't need them otherwise, but if you want to get everything you're going to need, I think it's 20 of them at some point. So, make sure to get them here. These guys will all have golden feathers. I recommend grapple hooking. That's a weird verb. Using the grapple hook on them in order to guarantee that you get the feather. You don't have to rely on it to drop. So basically every time you see these guys, and again, you can sit here and grind these if you want. It's not really necessary because there are just so many enemies that drop golden feathers here. We can pretty much just do it as we continue throughout the dungeon. But let's go ahead and kill these things here. I guess I can just grab the seed. I don't need to bother killing them, but, you know, in case we need money later. Alright, so once we kill this one, this is going to let us progress forward because it will give us a little jump pod here. Oh, not quite. Close. Alright, and up we go. So, another one of these we can't get past. However, there is a gondola. Make our way on back. It even goes uphill, like it's fighting against gravity. That's a strong leaf. So if we break this open, we can grab this. Now, the thing about these is that they do deteriorate over time. I think that's what this room is here to show us, because if we take a look, we notice that it's starting to get a little bit crackly. I don't know, that's a strange texture, but that's what that means. So if we quickly head over here and throw this thing before it disappears. If you let this sit for too long, then it will just completely disappear. However, if it does, don't worry, we can just go get a new one. more introductions. As we approach this thing, you can see it's guarded by these thorns that will appear. We can't really get around them. So in order to grab this thing, we're going to have to use the leaf from afar. Blow it towards the thing, towards the door. And then use it to get... Still super basic at this point. Alright, so this is the part where it starts to open up a little bit. Get a little bit of an introductory cutscene here. Because this is about as close to a main hub as this dungeon's going to get. We've got multiple floors. I think everything from the entire thing from B1 to 4 is represented by, if we take a look, so we're in this little center room. There's one here, 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 here. So every single floor is represented on the map in this room. So that's basically where we're going to go to traverse up and down for the most part. So we just got to make our way around for the time being. Looks like we can't really get anywhere, but if we look up, grappling hook point. Oh, these platforms are going to move. These platforms actually kind of weird me out a little bit. I don't know, like, are they alive? Like, why are they moving back and forth? They're like some type of flatworm or something? I don't know. But either way, I mean, they don't attack us or anything, but it's a little creepy. Locked door behind us, so we got to find a key, of course. Grab this thing, and you can see we're going to have to jump across. Open the door. However, before we do that, let's stop back and grab the rupees that were in here. Might as well. And before we go in the door that we opened, we can take these platforms that are moving vertically. Hop across. And there we go. So, I think this is pretty much the final introduction to what the Deku Leaf can do. These little leaf piles can be blown away, and that will reveal a warp pot. So now we can get back here anytime we want. Cool. Let's hop down real quick before the arm disappears. And now go through the door that we opened up. Alright, so as we hop across here, we can also look down and notice there's a treasure chest with all these weird things guarding it. So if we let go and just sort of walk around here, you notice they hop on us, and it's a little bit disconcerting, actually. Feeling a little bit creepy crawly on the skin, but we can just do a spin attack, and that'll basically kill most of these things. It doesn't always kill them. Sometimes it'll just knock them off. I'm really not sure what causes them to either die or not. Sometimes they just don't get hit by the sword. So now you also notice some more have appeared. They come out of those things that were sitting there before, so thankfully we just evaded them all. Hey, that thing like climbed up the wall to get to me. See, that time that one didn't die. Ah, get off. There we go. You do have to hit them with the sword slash. I guess that's why they don't die, is they like get knocked off but don't actually get hit by the sword. Alright, so this is a fun room. This Zelda likes to do this type of thing, sort of a hidden maze room. The walls are invisible until you walk up next to them, so we need to head around here to this corner first. Use the bomb flower to blow up both of these walls, actually. We'll get the first one. Then we'll get close, but not too close. That should get the second. It's hard to tell. Yep, okay, it's clear. Alright, that gives us the compass, so now we've got a full map screen telling us where everything is. Nice. Alright, back around the hidden vines. Now we're gonna have to go the other way. That's awfully close. These things do damage you if you run into them, by the way. Not much, it's just like a quarter of a heart. We can get some money if we blow this away. Yeah, might as well. Money's money. You need it a lot in this game. Alright, not that way, not that way either. Looks like we can head through here. Around. Yeah, that's going to be blocked off, so I think we need to head over here. Blocked off again. You basically just need to zigzag. It's not super complicated. But it is very easy if you just think you've got a clear path. It is very easy to keep running and then just run straight into one. It's happened to me a lot. Alright, so now I can use this to basically just fly over the puzzle on the way out, so we don't have to deal with it. Just hop in here real quick. Nice. Alright, so now that we got the key, we just need to get back to that locked door. Let's see if we can evade these things. Rolling will also make them hop off of you. Like that. Doesn't kill them, though. You need to do the spin attack for that. And again, a bunch of green shoes there. Like I said, if you need the jelly, this is the place to do it. You also notice this thing is hanging out by these vines here. It looks a little bit flimsy, actually, but nothing we can do with that at the moment. Basically, all we need to worry about is we got a key, so let's get to the locked door. Some more of these things. Like I said, get the gold feathers if you want them, which you probably do. Is that to just blow them away for now. We can't really... These things are kind of annoying because there's not really a way for us to kill them. We have to knock them down first at this point, and they get knocked down into the water, so even if we do that, there's not really anything we can do. So yeah, they are kind of a nuisance, but I almost just jumped off as well. Let's see if I can get the... Well, yeah, and the deku leaf has a bit of a wind-up, so you can get hit in the interim. Come on, target the other one. Okay, fine. I was trying to get the other golden feather there, but I guess not. Alright, so here's a new enemy that we haven't seen before. This guy, I would highly recommend counter-killing, because if you don't, he does this. And if you've got all those things on you, you can't move very quickly. It's very difficult to fight. So, I would recommend just doing a counter-kill, because that will take him out in one hit. Ah, mistimed it. They're kind of hard to hit normally, but you can do it. Let's just kill some of these things. I think this one will drop a pawn for us. There's also one there if we needed it. All right. More, I guess these are pea hats, right? That's the representation in this game. Just get him out of our hair for the time being. Hop over here, and I think there's a whole whopping 3 more up here that we can get feathers from, so might as well. Also, you see that door that we can't do anything about right now? It's got 2 of them, so even if we found something to throw, it would have to hit both. It doesn't look like there's anything, so only 1 door available. Oh, hello. Giant butterfly thing. It's a rocket. Oh man, it's got a rocket butt. Alright, so this is the mini-boss. You can actually get a golden feather from this thing as well, so might as well do that if you need them. What I recommend doing here is trying to just stay away from him, basically, and hope he does his charge. He may not do it, because you cannot counter that attack, so what we may have to do, just get a hit in first, and he also is going to start dropping. So once he starts charging, you can start doing counter hits. And he's going to drop a bunch of those, but it doesn't really matter, as long as we keep doing that and just stay away from them. We might try to charge one more time. Okay, now he's just going to do normal attacks, so jump attack again. Now he's just a normal old enemy, which I need to run away from because I can't counter with all these things on me. He's going to spit some more out. And that'll do it. That can be tricky because he is actually very fast, so if you're not constantly on the move, and especially if you get a bunch of those little, I don't know, bug things. I'm not quite sure what to call them. But especially if you get a bunch of them on you, slowing you down, he could actually jump around a lot and be very tough to deal with. So, you know, key points, counter whenever you can. Make sure to stay away from the little guys. So from the mini-boss, we're going to get our dungeon item, which is the boomerang. Yeah, it's always fun. All right, so a little bit of an explanation there. We don't need it because I will give you one myself. So let's go ahead and, there we go. Not used to navigating this menu. Move the deku leaf to Y. We'll stick the boomerang on X so we can look around in first person here. So a little targeting reticle. This is the first to introduce this. We can actually target multiple things as we just move our cursor over them. We don't have to hit anything. That will target, and then we can let go. And that'll hit both the switches at once. This mechanic was changed a little later in different games, like in Twilight Princess, for example. You have to hit a button to lock on. In this game, just once you move the crosshair over it, it will lock on. So now that the boomerang's here, it's unlocked a whole bunch of things for us, especially in terms of dealing with enemies even. Oh, there's a whole bunch. Well, let's go ahead and take this one out. The boomerang helps with these guys a lot. Just throw it twice, and you'll take them out. So that's pretty helpful. Let's see, did I get the gold feather from this one? I did not. So we can just throw it. That's good. They don't have to be over land either. You can actually get them while they're still like in the air and falling away from you because the boomerang is faster than they fall. It's pretty nice. Didn't get it. It was moving away from me, I guess. Okay, this is getting a little annoying. Just target the thing. There we go. I think I got it, yeah. So even as it's falling, you can hit it with the boomerang. So it's super nice to take out those guys. It also takes out a couple other enemies that we've been dealing with in basically one shot. So very useful. You can also use the boomerang here to open the way forward. And some more boomerang tests. This is where you can see its multi-targeting feature. So we'll just target a bunch of these vines. Just sort of move your cursor back and forth till you get 5 targets. It's very specific. It's like a very specific part of the vine you have to hit. And it is not guaranteed to hit all of them. If it does hit a solid wall, it will just immediately come back to you. So that can be a little annoying. Especially because it's hard to tell exactly the path it's going to take through all those targets. So, you know, you target everything and you bank on it hitting them all, but then it takes some weird turn and just goes back to you. So joy pendant there, whoop-de-doo. We don't need those at all. All right, and now we can take care of this. We're back in that main central hub, by the way. This is that flower that was looking a little flimsy before, so we can cut it down. Nice. And it'll drop through and give us access to the basement. And then we get to have a little bit of fun here. Whoa! Nice. And save the damage by doing a jump attack at the end. So not much to do in the basement. It's pretty much just one simple little run. You may notice that there is a deku leaf thing over there, but we don't need to deal with that for now. Don't mind. I guess I'll take more golden feathers. Why not? So more fun with the boomerang. We get to target a bunch of these things. Guess I got 5 already. Yep, see, like there, it hit that wall in the middle, and I didn't get to hit anything else. Alright, so that cleared the path. Don't need to worry about those other guys. Now, these hands are going to start appearing. They don't really do much. They will grab you, and I think, like, maybe they drain your magic power or something. Like, it's really nothing that bad. In fact, I might just let them do it. Yeah, you notice my magic is being drained away, so that's basically all they do. You can just cut them, but they keep appearing, so generally just ignore them is what I do. All right, hop across before cutting down this flower, because obviously we're going to be seeing a lot of things just hanging from 5 or fewer vines that we're going to have to cut down, so pretty obvious there. Let's hop back across. I could have done it from that other platform, but that's fine. Down it goes. All right, so we need to head down that tunnel. Before we do so, though, I like hitting this with the sword. You can do it with the shield, but I don't know. It's more fun to do it with the sword. So before we actually head down that direction, we can grab this bomb flower here and throw it at the wooden planks. That'll open up another door, and this is just a completely optional room, but obviously we're going in it because it's got something we need. So lower the leaves there. Also, this is where the boomerang helps against these guys. Instant kill, one shot. Also, he just knocked me off the platform. That was rather rude. I'd like your golden feathers first. Okay, and we got this one. So if we take a look, I'm curious. See, we're already up to 16, and like I said, we needed 20. So we're gonna get it just by doing this dungeon normally. There's no need to grind for those. Like that thing out. The boomerang's real nice against those. I was accidentally holding the button, but it was on X, so I couldn't move the right stick. Come on, dude. Okay, oh, we actually don't need to go this way. That might just be magic recovery. Remember. We do need to head over here, though. Nice, that was a clean sweep. Hop in the bud it leaves behind. Now, let's see. Okay, it's up there. I couldn't remember exactly where we needed to go from here. So we'll just do this. Gondola across the way. We have to summon it. Also, like, this part of the dungeon music specifically reminds me of, like, Skies of Arcadia for some reason. It sounds like something that would be in that game. I missed that game. I like that game a lot. I should play it again, just like on my own free time. Alright, so we've got a bomb flower here. You may not be quite sure what we need to do with it, but if we hop over, you can see there's actually a hole in this tree. And I fell, so hopefully we got it in. I think we did, though. I see vines going everywhere. So there was actually one of those flower things on top of the chest. And the bomb flower is the way we need to take care of that. We could hit it with the boomerang. Unfortunately, the only way in is right here. And then once you get in here, you're too close, and he'll close his eye and become invulnerable. So got to do it the long way with the bomb flower. Opening this chest, as you might expect, will give us a treasure chart. The first one for the dungeon. There is another one to grab. Cool, now we have to climb back out. Unfortunately, I don't think that cage ever opens. There's no way to get in there other than, I guess you could jump in from the top. But this cage right here never seems to open, so you think they would after you get the treasure. Apparently not. Alright, so that's all there was in this room. Even if we look on the map, you can see we're actually kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, apparently. I'm not sure why that is, but that's kind of funny. Uncharted territory. Now, do keep in mind that the flower has somehow reattached itself to the ceiling. So, we will have to cut it down before jumping across. If you do jump across, it's kind of annoying because you can't climb back up onto these platforms. You have to find a ladder that's on the complete opposite side. It takes a little while. Alright, so to sail ourselves forward, we're going to have to use some momentum. Just point the opposite way and go. This is kind of annoying because you have to do it a lot. As you can see, it doesn't move very much. I think if we get closer to the edge, it might move a little bit more. Once we're around the corner, we got a couple of these guys to deal with. Ow. Okay, I got a little bit too fancy there, I guess. Whoop. Alright, and then we'll just keep going this way. The camera. Oh, didn't need to do it again. Alright, so, more chews and more arms. I like to just ignore everything and go, because it really doesn't matter. Alright, now we're talking. A door that locks itself behind us. That means we're in the right place. So, fancy chest. Looks like that's going to be where the big key is. Got to find a way to get in there. And we can do so by hopping up. You notice all these crystal switches. Anytime you see a number of crystal switches, especially when it is 5 or fewer, I'm going to be using the boomerang. So let's just hop around here. We'll just go in a circle. It is important that you target them in the correct order because it will try to jump in the order that you tagged them in. So if you try to go like front to back, you know, and then to the sides, it's not going to work. It's just going to hit the tree. Okay, was that was that not it? Did it do anything? I don't think it did anything. Okay, that's weird. Guess we'll try it again. What? It's not... Okay, do I need to start with a different one? Do I need to go a different way? Well, that didn't quite work. I'm getting really confused here. I've never had a problem with this before. All right, that time it worked. I'm really not sure what the problem is. That's weird. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. All right, so now we can hop down. Obviously, that opened up the chest for the big key after a few more tries than it really needed. All right, nice. Get entrance to the room where the boss lurks. All right, then as we head out, of course, it can't be that easy. Got a couple of these guys to fight. I like fighting multiple of these guys because they can actually hit each other like that. And then they look shocked, like, oh man, I hit my friend. Take care of that. This guy's gonna fight us with his fist. Oh, there we go. He found the spear. He didn't quite know where to look. Get a shot in there. Oh, I didn't mean to hit you in the butt. I was trying to do a combo on you. Nope. All right. See, I think it's really fun fighting multiple of these guys because you have to worry about your positioning a lot. All right, so I think that takes care of that one. Oh, stabbed me there. Well, that didn't quite work. I hit A when it told me to, but nothing happened. Yeah, I'm away. Stop pushing. There we go. Get a combo in just as he wakes up. Nice. Oh, it's also worth mentioning, I got lucky here and got 2 of these orb things, but you do actually also need the skull necklaces that these guys have. So it's worth grapple hooking them as well, at least until you get... I don't remember how many of those you need. It might be 20 as well, but I would have to look that up. We're not going to need it for a while, so don't worry about it too much, but you know, you might as well pick up the ones that you can. Alright, so now a different door has opened, not the one that we came in. So we're gonna have to do a little grapple hooking here. I keep using that verb, I don't know, I've never used it before today. So this seems kind of weird, like it seems really high up, but for some reason whenever you grab onto this and then swing forward, you're just immediately brought up to its level. I'm not sure what kind of physics are going on there, but something's a little weird about that. So this will just drop us back down into the room we were in before. Got a couple of chews to take out. Guess this one managed to hide first. More boomerang fun. It is always... Oh, whoops. You can also do that. Yeah, it's kind of funny. They swirl around. I guess we can hit them while they're falling if we want to be cool about it. That didn't quite work. Yeah, now they're down here, they'll move. They only really move when you move, so if you want to stand still and take them out, that's the way to do it. Right, so now we can just hop across. Got the big key. That's really all we came here for. And now we can head back up. In order to do so, we're going to have to hit this little switch over here. That'll cause some window up here for a limited time. If we jump in and use the Deku Leaf, we'll be right back up. Cool. So that's the way forward. However, before we do that, we actually want to head back. We do still need to get one more treasure chart, and we can do that now. So let's go ahead and just use some Baba Buds to get back up. Actually, before we do this, I'm going to go in here real quick, because I'm pretty sure this leads directly like to the boss key room. And there's a warp pot, so we can get back there quickly. Yeah, we got a couple of rooms first, but that's fine. We'll get back to get the treasure chart later. Alright, so we just got a couple of these guys to take out. Again, counter kills are the way to go here. I got them both at once, even though I took damage, so hey, I'll take it. Speed things up a bit. You can't get golden feathers from the grounded ones, if I'm not mistaken. Only from that flying mini-boss that we saw before. And this chest is, of course, nothing special, just another joy pendant. Like I said, they're going to keep throwing these things at you because you do need a bunch of them to actually complete the game. So, you know, they're going to keep throwing them at you when they can. Nice. And here we are. So we can break some of these things if we want and get some, you know, collectibles and whatnot. Don't really need to. Let's go ahead and just grab a stick, set it on fire, and open up the warp pot. Alright, this is probably, I think it's going to make it a little bit quicker to get back to where the treasure chart is anyway, because this will take us right back to the beginning, and it's actually not too far after the beginning. Remember when we saw that chest before? Actually, no, it's not the room I'm thinking of. Which room is it? Well, we'll just keep going for it. I'll recognize it when I see it. It might be this room, actually. Yes, in fact, it is. So it is in this room. Let's go ahead and we'll just continue on the way we did before. There is that chest down there. That chest down there, if I'm not mistaken, has a knight's crest, which may be worth getting. We will need a bunch of those at some point, but that's not going to be for a while. We don't have a way to reliably get knight's crests for, you know, at least a little while in the game. We haven't even fought the enemy that drops them yet. So this time, instead of heading forward, we're going to actually continue on up these platforms. We can use the Baba Buds and the Deku Leaf in order to make our way forward. Kind of head around this thorn here. You don't want to hop right at the fat part. It'll knock you back. All right, and then there's a chest up here that we can use the boomerang to open. And that'll give us the second treasure chart, the final one that's in this dungeon. Cool. All right, so now we can quickly head back. We can jump down and get there fast. I think, yeah, it's just this door right here, so a little hop will do it. I took some damage, but that's fine. And this is why I wanted to make sure I had the warp pot available, because now we can just go straight back to the boss door. It makes things pretty quick. Again, a good innovation. I think I said this in the last dungeon, but these warp pots are mighty useful. Especially when you don't have, again, the Furor's Wind equivalent, you know? Which even in Ocarina of Time, you didn't get that until you were, you know, later on in the game anyway, so. Alright, and that's it. Let's go ahead and head in the boss door and finish this thing. Now, I like this room. I like the color of this room and whatever is going on with the floor. I'm not sure why it's all glowy, but it's pretty nice. Oh, hey, buddy. Let's save him. Maybe don't stand in the giant plant thing. Oh man, I can't believe Makar's dead. We failed. Remember when I said there's gonna be a lot of just things hanging from vines from the ceiling? Well, now we got a boss that does that. So obviously you can guess what we're gonna do. Even if you didn't know the formula of use the dungeon's item on the dungeon boss, it's pretty obvious what we need to do here. So we basically just need to keep hacking down all these vines and targeting kind of poorly, but actually that went rather well. So he's gonna keep attacking us. I like to just ignore him and just essentially circle strafe around him, and that'll dodge basically everything he does. Now, if we do this right, oh really? Came back for some reason. All right, now if we do this right, I did not do it right. If you do spin attacks, which I was trying to do, you can actually take him out in one cycle. I really wanted to show that, but I'm just bad at doing spin attack. I was rotating the controller like crazy, but it just didn't do anything. So if you do stay in too long, then you'll get spit back out. It's not a huge deal. You just take a little bit of damage and then have to repeat the process. And you do need to make sure to get all these vines relatively quickly. If you wait too long before you cut more, they will actually reattach, and then you'll have to cut them again, and it makes things take a long time. All right, so let's cut down again. There we go. Wow, that didn't. I was trying to just spam spin attacks, but I wasn't really working. You know, that's what happens. But if you do that, you may have noticed that the spin attack actually hit him twice. If you just sit there and spam spin attacks repeatedly, you can hit him enough to kill him before he will close up. So, yeah, I would have liked to have done that, but well. Take what you can get. At least we finished it. It's pretty easy boss either way. If you're not going for that, then of course, you know, just make sure that you're out of the flower by the time that he starts gobbling you back up. You don't have enough time if you wait until it vibrates. You will get eaten. So do like a combo or something and then run away. All right, so thankfully Makar did not get completely digested, which is good. Save you, silly. Yeah, you think? So don't forget the heart container, of course. That would bring us up to 6 hearts. So we're now up to the point that Skyward Sword starts you at. Okay, just don't make that noise anymore, please. We'll forgive you, just don't make that noise. Alright, so now that we've saved Makar, he's willing to give us the treasure we came for in the first place. Farore's Pearl. Nice. The Earth Spirit, the Nuka Tree, seemed fit to give you this jewel. Treasure of the goddess Farore. Yeah, well, you know, I don't know why we're gathering them. That's our boat told us to, you know. Alright, so now we are just in time for the annual ceremony, for real this time. Now that we have all of the Koroks around, let's let the ceremony begin. Well, that was nice, wasn't it? I like that little violin instrument or whatever, fiddle. I don't know, it's kind of large, but he's also kind of small. It's like a violin that he's holding upright, I guess. We'll go that way. Violin, viola, I don't know, some kind of stringed instrument, okay? Don't press me on it. So he's gonna sit here and just play this little tune over and over. Yeah, it's pretty good, you know? Music in this game is pretty much top-notch, so that was definitely sounding pretty great. So it's an instrument that people played long, long ago. It's taken many hours of practice for me to be able to perform at the level I do now. So he's also going to tell us that 8 of his fellow Koroks have set out on journeys to create new forests, but him and Hollow are going to stay on the island. So we'll be seeing those Koroks again. We'll be doing stuff with them later. All 8 of them, in fact, in a relatively short period of time. But that's going to be a side quest for another day, so I don't know. I guess we can talk to the Deku Tree before we leave, but otherwise, we've basically finished. What's up, buddy? Every year after the Koroks perform the ceremony, they fly off to distant islands on the sea and plant seeds and hope new forests will grow. One tiny island to much larger land. Soon a day will come when all the islands are one, connected by earth and growth. So he's basically trying to set up like a global network. He's trying to create the new world order, right? You know, it sounds all nice, but you know, is he surveilling your emails and your cell phones? Like, big Deku Tree over here. Yeah, no pressure or anything, you know, save the world as it is. Alright, so, yep, that is Forest Haven and the Forbidden Woods taken care of. We've got our treasure chart, and, well, we don't quite know where to go next, but I bet the King of Red Lions will, so let's see what he's got to say. We can take the quick way back. It's always fun. And also, did we meet our golden feather criteria? We probably did. Oh, no, we're still at 16. I actually didn't get any more. Oh, well. We'll find some before we really need them again, so no big deal. Don't need to kill this thing. I'm not quite sure why I did, and it's just fun to do a combo on it, I guess. Alright, also you may notice that we do have a letter. So let's see what it is. So basically, he's telling us the thing that we already did, because you would have to check the wiggling post box in order to get this letter in the first place. A little bit odd, but he will include a gift, a small token. This is from Kamali's father, of course. Give us a piece of heart. So, hey, it just so happens this is the 4th piece, and we get another heart container. We're up to 7, and it is a max of 20 again in this game. So, well, we've got quite a lot already, huh? Hey, man, what's up? Where do we need to go next? Alright, so the remaining pearl lies in a place northwest of here. Set sail immediately. So this is where the game is going to start to open up for us a little bit. I think we don't quite have full control of the map, but you can see we need to head way over here. So there's a lot of possible squares we can go into, and we are going to be making a few pit stops along the way. Not sure where this video will be at in terms of timing. I'm looking at it right now and I'm approaching 54 minutes. I don't know if this will just be one video or if I'll split it somewhere. But either way, if I'm going to end it, this is pretty much the place to do so right before we set off for our next destination. So I think we'll leave it here for the time being, and next time we'll set sail for the next map square. Like I said, we've got a couple stops along the way, but other than that, it's basically just straight to the northwest. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.